Salt Lake City, Utah, home of the Flyers, and the time has finally come, ladies and gentlemen, as the Alliance officially invades the NFL. Tyler Eifert says, if we don't kill these guys, I'm kicking all your candy asses, and Marvin Lewis gets ready to binge watch Netflix. Opening kickoff of the season will go to the Flyers and Akram Wadley, who gets under it at the 1, but they don't have kick returns in the Alliance, so he runs around like a lost puppy wondering what to do before being tackled at his own 12. Thomas Dishman can't believe it and says, what the f*** are you doing, you stupid piece of shit? Flyers hoping for better luck on their first offensive play, but there's a quick realization that Christian Hackenberg is their quarterback as he fires wildly incomplete. 2 plays later, Hackenberg throwing again, steps up into his right before firing for Akeem Hunt, but it's knocked away incomplete, and the Flyers' first drive results in a punt. Bengals near midfield for their first play, where Dalton fakes and rolls to his right and fires right at Frank Ginda, who looks more like Stevie Wonder than an NFL linebacker, and allows A.J. Green to make the 22-yard catch. Then on 3rd and 7, Dalton looking to throw again, loads up and wants A.J. Green again, but David Rivers is there to watch it bounce right off his hands incomplete and bring up a Cincinnati 4th down. Rich Crowell comes on for the 46-yard field goal to give the Bengals a 3-0 lead. 3rd and 6 for the Flyers, and it's their first positive play in franchise history as Hackenberg hits Bug Howard for 16 yards to convert. Later in the drive, Flyers looking to convert again, but Braden Bowman does his best Albert Wilson impression and drops the pass, forcing a Flyers punt. Late in the first quarter now, and the Flyer defense gets in on some action as Andy Dalton is dropped by Deron Smith for the sack. Smith then teabags the air and gets the Salt Lake City crowd pumped up. Coach Dishman loves it and says, yeah, dip, potato chip, baby, let's go. Flyers in Bengal territory and faced with a 3rd and 8 where Hackenberg finds Jalen Marshall over the middle for 20 yards on a 1st down. Next play, Hackenberg throwing again, looks to his left, throwing to Bug Howard, who does nothing, while Darquez Denard makes the interception in the red zone and keeps the Flyers off the board. Second quarter now, 3rd and 7 for the Bengals. Dalton play fakes and goes deep for Tyler Boyd, who makes the 33-yard catch well into Salt Lake territory. And 3 plays later, it's Joe Mixon punching this one in for the score, and the Bengals are able to push their first half lead to 10. 3rd down again for the Flyers. Hackenberg looking to throw, stands in the pocket, but eventually bails to his right. He's going to be able to get the first and could go out of bounds, but says, F that and takes William Jackson head on for the 19-yard run. 3 plays later, 3rd and 10, and Hackenberg throwing and nearly intercepted again by Vontaze Burfict, and Salt Lake City once again has to punt. Flyers push the Bengals back to 3rd and 21, where Dalton goes deep for Tyler Boyd, and Deron Smith lays the wood, and the ball falls incomplete, but a flag comes out. Thomas Dishman casually calls for a hit on the referee, and the 22-yard penalty gives the Bengals a 1st down. And 2 plays later, the Bengals capitalize as Dalton looks to throw and finds a warping Tyler Boyd for the 16-yard score as Cincinnati's first half lead is pushed to 17. Thomas Dishman says, I didn't sign up for this sci-fi time warp bullshit. Flyers looking for their first points in franchise history before half, and Akeem Hunt sends us to the 2-minute warning with an 11-yard run. Then out of the 2-minute warning, Hackenberg looking to throw and gets good protection before finding Jalen Marshall on the crosser for 19 yards across midfield. Next play, and the Flyers start to build some momentum as Hackenberg finds DeMaurier Stringfellow for 12 more and another 1st down. But then faced with a 3rd and 10, Hackenberg gets trapped in the pocket and buried for the sack. Ball comes out, but he's marked down, and the Bengals call timeout. Out comes Nick Rosen from 48 yards. The wind takes this one and pushes it no good, and the Flyers still looking for their first points. So the Bengals with their own chance at points, and look at this ridiculous shit. Dalton runs backwards, breaks a sack, runs backwards even further, then throws a 50-yard dime to Chris Conley, who makes the catch and is tackled at the 16 for a gain of 25. But with 8 seconds left in the half, Bengals with no timeouts, Dalton throws to Boyd and he doesn't get in, and the Flyers keep the Bengals off the board. And is that the kickstart Salt Lake City needs to get back into this one? And the answer would be an emphatic hell no, as 2.5 minutes into the second half, Joe Mixon breaks a tackle, puts a couple Flyers in the blender, and delivers an uppercut right to the Flyers' jaw in the form of a 44-yard touchdown run to make it 24-0. About 5 minutes later, 3rd and 11 for the Flyers, and Hackenberg has Stringfellow on the crosser, but he just says no thanks, and the Flyers once again have to punt. Then on the first play following the punt, Dalton play fakes and wants to go deep for Chris Conley. Quincy Mauger is there to pick it off, but warps right out of the way, and Conley is on his way to a 66-yard shape-shifting touchdown, and everything working for the Bengals as the score is now 31-0. Flyers back at it, but on their second play, Hackenberg throws, and it's right to Vontaze Burfict, who's going to bring this one all the way back inside the 5 as things continue to go wrong for Salt Lake City. And 2 plays later, it's Dalton with the quick pitch and catch to Chris Conley for the 2-yard score, and the Bengals push their lead to 38-0. First play of the ensuing drive, Logan Woodside in at quarterback now, and his first pass is intercepted, and the avalanche continues as Salt Lake City turns it over again on their own side of the field. And on 3rd and 1 from the 13, Dalton play fakes, and Cincinnati adds another score on the 13-yard touchdown from Dalton to A.J. Green. And after a respectable first half, Salt Lake City gives up 28 points in the first 11 minutes of the third and now trails 45-0. But the Bengals not done yet. It's just a couple minutes later, 3rd and 20, where Dalton fakes and finds Chris Conley again for 44 yards down the middle to the Flyers 23. And then under a minute into the fourth, it's Joe Mixon with the knockout blow as he scores for a 3rd time, and the Bengals take a 52-0 lead. But wait, there's more. Flyers facing 3rd and 4, and Logan Woodside throwing, but decides to scramble and avoid CTE by sliding down for the 14-yard gain. Then a minute later, Woodside throwing again and floats one right on the money to Braden Bowman to complete his first pass of the game and pick up 16 yards. But then on 3rd and 8, Woodside stands in but nowhere to go, and he's dropped for the sack to bring up 4th down, and behind by 52 points, it's all about moral victories, and Nick Rose comes on and from 44 yards out is good, and the Salt Lake City Flyers are on the motherfucking board, baby! No shutout for Cincinnati. They would add another field goal, but who the cares, because the Salt Lake City Flyers have put points on the board. Your final score is 55-3 as the Bengals take the Flyers to the woodshed and beat the ever-loving shit out of them. Cincinnati gains 620 total yards of offense to Salt Lake City's 200. Joe Mixon carries 41 times for 268 yards rushing and 3 scores, while Andy Dalton throws for 368 yards and 4 scores. Christian Hackenberg goes 8 for 31 passing and throws 2 interceptions, and was the focus of our first iteration of Tweets with Thomas, where the coach had this to say about his quarterback. Most pathetic thing I've ever seen, 55-3. I'd say we didn't throw well, but Hackenturd did a magnificent job throwing the whole game away. I'm going to start him next week just so everyone can get another look at what it looks like when you attach an arm to it. Okay then, so to Seattle we go, where nobody is outside as they're all packed into CenturyLink in anticipation of the worst beatdown in NFL history. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks winners in Cleveland last week by the score of 35-21, and the Flyers fresh off a 55-3 beatdown, not the way they want to start, as Hackenberg throws an interception on their first drive to Earl Thomas, and the Seahawks set up shop inside the 20, and they would capitalize as on 1st and goal from the 1. Russell Wilson finds Doug Baldwin for the score, and Salt Lake City once again behind the 8 ball to start the game as they fall behind 7-0. Later in the first though, 3rd and 1, where Wilson play fakes but is pressured immediately by Demontre Moore. Wilson gets away from him, but Quincy Mauger is right behind to drop him for the sack. Salt Lake City gets the stop, and the Seahawks have to punt. Ensuing drive, Flyers near midfield, and Hackenberg finds Braden Bowman for 11 yards and a 1st down into Seattle territory. Next play, Hackenberg looking to throw again, steps up and to his right and has a lane to take off, picks up the 1st down, but still refuses to go out of bounds and gets knocked out cold after a 19-yard gain. And 2 plays later, Hackenberg still suffering from CTE, which in this case stands for the chronic turnover experience, as once again he finds Earl Thomas for the interception, and the Flyers continue to look every bit the part of a dumpster fire as they turn it over again. First play of the second quarter now, Wilson play fakes and is going to find a wide open Tyler Lockett for 31 yards to take Seattle across midfield. Next play, Wilson throwing again, and this time it's Nick Vannett over the middle for 17 more as Seattle continues to roll. 5 plays later, 2nd and 1 inside the 10, Wilson play fakes and is hit by Edmund Robinson, and it's the fumble animation of doom for the CPU. Zach Sanchez picks it up and could have had the Flyers' first touchdown, but collapses in amazing appeasement of a positive Salt Lake City play, and the Flyers again fighting hard in the first half to stay in the game. 10-0 Seahawks now, but on the Flyers' first play, Hackenberg fakes and finds a wide open Scott Orndorff for 21 yards to start the Salt Lake drive. 5 plays later, 3rd and 10, Hackenberg stands in composed and delivers to Braden Bowman for another 17 to move the chains. And 4 plays later, feast your eyes, Flyers fans, as Hackenberg fires for the end zone and has Braden Bowman for the 8-yard score. And 86 minutes and 14 seconds into the season, the Salt Lake City Flyers have scored a touchdown, and the Flyers come from the Alliance, which means no pansy extra point here. We're going for 2 and you can make it 10-8, Sea Chickens. Opening drive of the second half, Flyers down 5 with a chance to take the lead. Hackenberg finds Akeem Hunt for the catch, who then gets hit stick like a pinata and coughs up the candy. Bobby Wagner picks it up, and the Seahawks again take over in Salt Lake City territory as the turnover bug is contagious all throughout this Flyer roster. And it takes only 1 play for Seattle to capitalize as Chris Carson takes the carry, jukes the contract right out of 2 Flyer players, and takes it 31 yards into the end zone, and the Flyers go from a chance to take the lead to down by 12 in a matter of seconds. Flyers come right back though, already across midfield, and Hackenberg throwing to DeMaurier Stringfellow for 19 and a first down to the Seattle 27. Then on 3rd and 4, Hackenberg throwing and wants the end zone, but Earl Thomas looks more like Ken Griffey Jr. as he comes flying over for his 3rd pick of the game, and the Flyers waste yet another opportunity, and the score remains 20-8. Seahawks across midfield now. Wilson play fakes and moves to his right, where he fires to Doug Baldwin, who takes it well into Salt Lake City territory for 25 yards to the Flyer 24. 5 plays later, 3rd and 3, and the Seahawks cap off the drive with a Russell Wilson 6-yard touchdown pass to Will Dissly, and the Seahawks push this one to 27-8. Flyers not ready to quit yet though, as they join the Akeem Hunt redemption tour as he makes the catch and picks up 14 before being exploded down at the Seattle 42. Then to end the third quarter, 3rd and 10, and it's Hackenberg to Hunt again for 14 more as he takes it inside the 5, setting up 1st and goal. And on 3rd and goal from the 1, Salt Lake City finds the end zone for a second time on the Akeem Hunt 1-yard score. Salt Lake City would not convert the 2, but does cut the score to 27-14. Flyers need a stop, but on 3rd and 4, they can't get it as Wilson stands in and delivers to Nick Vanette for 12 yards and a first down. Seahawks across midfield now. We're on 1st down. Wilson connects with Doug Baldwin for 13 yards and another first down. Next play, and it's Wilson going right back to Baldwin for 14 more and a first down as Seattle enters the red zone, where 2 plays later, Wilson with the fake and throwing to a wide open Will Dissly in the back of the end zone for the 11-yard score. Seahawks get the 2 and push their lead to 21. Flyers driving again, and on 3rd and 5, Hackenberg finds Braden Bowman on the crosser for 11 and a first down. 2 plays later, Hackenberg throwing again and is going to find Akeem Hunt leaking out of the backfield, and he avoids a tackle and takes it in for the 13-yard score. Flyers again go for 2, where Hackenberg throws it right into a bear trap and it falls incomplete. Flyers then go for the onside kick, but Nick Rose kicks a dribbler right to Doug Baldwin, and the Seahawks take over. But after throwing incomplete passes on 1st and 2nd down, the AI goes full Madden and throws again on 3rd, where Wilson runs in a circle and throws it away, and the Seahawks possession only takes 12 seconds off the clock. Seahawks have to punt it away, and how about we chalk one up for the good guys as Deron Smith comes in to snuff the Michael Dixon punt. Dixon dives on it, but the block gives Salt Lake City the ball in Seattle territory with 3:22 to go and 3 timeouts. But these highlights end the same way they started, with Hackenberg looking to throw, and for the 4th time on the day, finding Earl Thomas for the interception. Thomas brings back his record-tying pick to the 27 and wraps a bow on this one. Once again, the Flyers find themselves dominated on the field as they get outgained 483 to 334 and turn the ball over 5 times. But despite the lopsided box score, the Flyers hung tough and might have some reason for optimism after their opening day massacre at the hands of the Bengals. Akeem Hunt totals 145 scrimmage yards and scores twice. Salt Lake City heads home to face another division opponent in the Los Angeles Rams. But before we close out the video, we have another iteration of Tweets with Thomas. Good to see Hackenturd has evolved into Krappenberg. Can't watch any more of that. Quarterback change incoming. Logan Woodside or Austin Allen. I also hear this guy named Johnny Football just got banned from the CFL. Sounds like my kind of guy. Might have to give him a call. Hashtag stay tuned. All right, guys, that's going to do it here, though. As I said before, this series is going to be a bit more team-focused and more condensed. Let me know what you thought about the first run-through, though. I'm thinking I might do 3 games next video, but have to wait and see how they go. It's tough right now because of the issues the latest patch has brought on, but I hope you guys enjoyed everything here. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and until next time, thanks for watching.